Britain's Prime Minister is just pulling up to 10 Downing Street, her future home. She's 59 years old, second woman to be in the job. Margaret Thatcher was the first. Headed towards the door. This must be quite the moment for her.
What began in Crimea is now playing out in eastern Ukraine.
This is utter destruction. I mean, I've been in demolition sites, war zones. I've never seen anything quite like this.
But the outcome here is far less certain.
We're going to stay low because we just had a burst of gunfire.
War has returned to Europe.
Giornalisti! Giornalisti!
We bump into another reminder right around the corner. This is war. A group of men are resuscitating a fighter just hit in a mortar strike. But they lose him.
What do you say to the parents of the dead soldiers who come back from the front?
Look, they're a hero.
Have a listen. Russian Prime Minister Dmitry Medvedev.
The only ones who want sanctions are politicians, who use them to reinforce their convictions and to demonstrate their power. For example, our American colleagues and President Obama need to show the Congress that America doesn't fear Russians.
Check this out. Where we are right now in this mountain of coal, it's exactly 1 meter above us. And boy, is it dusty!
These guys aren't even getting paid, and they're working because they say the whole town will die if they stop mining. So they just come like volunteers to work.
I will say, as I was standing here about an hour ago, one individual came up to me, a young man, and he was a sympathizer. He said, actually, there's going to be more of this. Yeah, pretty alarming, considering that I'm standing just down the road from where 20 people were killed in a terrorist attack earlier in the day. And I think that shows, in a very frightening way, that there's a lot of hate simmering beneath the surface here in Brussels. This week's top story, Greece. Bloomberg has been live from Athens throughout the week as the Greek dilemma continued to dominate headlines. I caught up with one of the top teams during its preparation for the tour and their owner trying to shake up the sport.
Oleg Tenkov was the champion of Siberia before he made hundreds of millions selling Russians dumplings, beer, and credit cards.
To what extent is this about making money, and to what extent is this, you're a rich guy, you can afford to have a team?
Welcome to the St. Petersburg special and our look at Russia's biggest economic forum of the year. This year, it was dominated by 3 topics. One, of course, sanctions. Russia now entering its 2nd year of international isolation. 2, the falling price of oil. Can't talk about Russia without talking about the dramatic decline in oil prices. And finally, geopolitics. What's it like to actually invest in Vladimir Putin's Russia? Is Russia the new frontier for the American cowboy?
Nothing similar to this has really ever been attempted.
How much money have you forked out on this resort so far?
About $2 billion. They will ski before Olympics and they will ski after.
Should I climb in?
До встречи на Марсе.
Hey, let me out!
I think I've had enough of this.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. Thank you for joining us on Ryan's Russia.
Ryan, thank you. It's a pleasure talking to you today.
Well, it appears all is going swimmingly on the International Space Station, but that doesn't mean they're out of the woods just yet.
You cannot. This is the king.
Alas, Bobby Fischer, I'm not.
No, this one is the...
It's a king.
I can't go here.
No, you can't go here.
I can't.
You can.
Yes. Well, that was unpleasant. All right.
I won my bet, but lost the match.
Check.
Thankfully, getting beat by the greatest player ever doesn't make me a loser.
I'm sure you could have found more level field for us to play.
Now, if I had beaten you, that would have been a real story. That would have been a real story.
Christmas is coming early because you're going to talk to me about a commodity that's actually the worst affected metal, and it's an unpronounceable name, which you're going to pronounce.
Yes, we have a little visual aid we've prepared for you here, Francine. If you look, there it is. I got your own personal copy here.
Yeah.
That first O is not a hard O, it's a soft
Yeah.
O. Then you've got, it's not lib, it's lib, like women's lib. Then you got duh,
Yeah.
like duh. And then you got numb, like how I feel as I do this. This is the world's worst performing commodity this year.
CNN's Ryan Chilcote was eyewitness to such an incident in Afghanistan. He was an embedded reporter with a platoon of soldiers on a week-long mission in the volatile border province of Paktika. A warning, though, this story contains some images you may find disturbing.
The scouts catch up, only to encounter a combat soldier's nightmare. The target turns out to be a 12-year-old boy. The boy's name is Azizullah.
He's dead. Hey, quit filming. Stop filming.
After more than 24 hours in captivity with her two daughters, Annetta Gadieva had to make the choice.
Terrorists came and said only one woman and only one baby come out.
The hostage takers had struck a deal with a Russian negotiator to let a small group of mothers leave the school with their infants, but any older children would have to stay. Annetta pleaded with the terrorists to leave her behind and let her 9-year-old take 1-year-old Milena out instead.
I say, it's my other daughter. Maybe she take my baby and she come out.
There was to be no compromise. Either she went with the infant or no one would be released.
My bigger daughter look me and every time I see her eyes.